This is William Garvey, Editor-in-Chief of Business and Commercial Aviation Magazine. Today we're speaking with Bill Boyster, Shawn, Vick, and David Rowe, all well-known business aviation executives. They are now leading a new venture called Global Jet Capital, which they're about to explain. Bill, can you tell me how much money you have available to lend, and how long do you think it will take before you reach that limit?
We think with the equity we have, we can do transactions roughly in the amount of $2.5 billion, and we get there by making a Kentucky windage estimate of how much equity and how much debt will be required with each unit. Once you understand that that's what consumes our capital, then it's how healthy is the market going to be? And we're moderately optimistic about the market, particularly internationally. And there's some great new airplanes available in the market today. Also, there's a large fleet of well-maintained used airplanes in the upper end of the market. So it becomes then how quickly can we take market share for these kinds of transactions? And we'll take market share from traditional financing sources, from specialized financial sources, and that's really what will drive this. And so the communications of our capacity and the relationships that all of us have across the aircraft industry become important in terms of how quickly we get out of the blocks. And to answer your question, how long it takes for us to employ the total capital we got. And we've made some very conservative projections of that for our investors. They're happy with the conservative projections that we've made. I think you know all of this team well enough to know that we would intend to try to exceed that. But to say exactly when, I don't have that crystal ball.
Is the $2.5 billion, when you reach that, is it game over, or do you keep going?
I think if the enterprise has demonstrated that it's operating at successful IRRs and at appropriate levels of risk for those returns, then we would fully intend to be able to go tell our story and raise another round of capacity.
Shawn, one for you. How does Global Jet's lending policies, differ from existing sources of capital?
When you look at the traditional lenders that exist, a couple of things are important to remember, one of which is with the capitalization that the sponsors have provided Global Jet Capital and a financing capacity of $2.5 billion, it positions Global Jet Capital on this stage with immediate credibility and capability. And so as we look at some of the smaller niche participants in the market, we think we can move very rapidly. We have a management team put together which understands both the assets and understands operating lease and finance lease, and also understands the back leveraging or the debt side of the equation. And as a consequence, we can move quite quickly. Compared to the more traditional lenders, the economic meltdown that occurred in the 08-09 timeframe did cause many of those in that traditional lending space to pull back almost, if not entirely, then significantly. Some have been very slow to get back into the business, and others have not come back into the business at all. So there's fewer providers in a marketplace that we believe, particularly in the $25 million and above price point, is showing strong, sustained growth. So you've got increased demand with a smaller pool of available capital and lenders, and we believe that with the capabilities and skills that the team has and our ability to react quickly with a sense of urgency, we can compete and win our fair share.
David, I've heard the $25 million bar there. Does that mean you have no interest in the light jet market and even, the medium jet market? Would you not finance any of those?
I think we have a target, and we've set a goal to focus on the large cabin market segment. However, I believe we will definitely look at transactions that are below that amount and be very opportunistic, especially on a portfolio basis or a multiple aircraft basis. I believe that end of the marketplace is still wide open for us.
Bill, maybe a final question. You're a salesman. Shawn is a salesman. I suspect David's a salesman. So how much more fun is it to lend money out than try to entice it in?
Yeah, I understand that question. And I think both sides of this business are amazingly interesting. And, while we are lending money, there's no question but what our experience tells us we'll very much be involved in the in the chase, I mean, one of our roles will be to help airplanes get sold.
A role you know very well, don't you?
Yeah, we kind of got some stripes on that. Yeah, and we're positioned to have a good opportunity to be an influencer in this market going forward.
We've been speaking with Bill Boyster, Shawn Vick, and David Rowe about their new venture, Global Jet Capital. This is William Garvey of Business and Commercial Aviation. Thanks for listening.